Here's the reality check for investors. The returns will continue to change in unpredictable ways. I can tell you that for certain. If you or I or anybody else could forecast or predict the future, then diversification would be unnecessary. We wouldn't need to diversify. If we know what the best asset class is going to be over the next 12 months, we would just take all of our money and put it into that asset class, and we would get phenomenal returns. Our money would compound like crazy. We would be multimillionaires in a short period of time. It just doesn't happen. So, back to this chart. Here's the brilliance of this chart that you haven't seen yet. I showed you how US large cap is high and low, near the top, near the bottom, near the top, near the bottom. I showed you how international goes from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top. But check out these white boxes here. These white boxes represent a broadly diversified portfolio in 65% stocks and 35% bonds. A typical broadly diversified portfolio. And you'll see here, it's never at the top and it's never at the bottom. These white boxes are always around the middle. It's the sheer brilliance of a diversified portfolio. You're never at the top, you're never at the bottom. But its sheer brilliance makes it extremely difficult too, because you always want to be in the ones that are at the top. That's the problem for investors. So here's some more diversification questions. Will a prudently diversified portfolio ever be the best performing portfolio? Highly unlikely. Will a prudent diversified portfolio ever be the worst performing portfolio? Highly unlikely. Is there any way to tell in advance on that chart what the best performing asset class will be over the next year? It's impossible. There's no way. Although there's lots of gurus out there that'll tell you they can forecast and predict what's going to be the next hottest asset class. Don't believe them. They're lying. They're not telling you the truth. They can't. So diversification works, but it's not perfection, but it's common sense that in a prudent diversified portfolio, all the asset classes we own cannot be the best and the worst at the same time. No asset class will be the worst or the best forever, and there is no way to determine in advance when it will change. That's why it's extremely hard for many investors to remain diversified, because diversification is a double-edged sword. You'll never be in the best performing portfolio, but you'll never be in the worst performing portfolio either. So, we have to stick to the basics. We have to stick to the fundamentals. You and I have a plan. We got to remain diversified, we got to stay diversified worldwide, and have diversification in asset classes with different correlations.